Hello, Matthew.
Hi, Tatiana.
I'm just amazed to finally get acquainted with you. And I know that you are from the US. Can you tell us a little bit about what's strange or surprising for you in Russia in contrast to the US?
When I first arrived in Russia, it was very confusing and disorienting to me. I can't really explain why, but the signs on all the buildings looked weird and I would get lost wherever I went. But that went away after about a month, and I can't really explain why that was because I traveled a lot all over the US and Western Europe, and I never had that while I was in those places, but I attribute it to being in a different civilization. One of the things I like about Russia is stolovayas, because you can just get a good, nice, nutritious meal for not much money, and I eat there almost every day.
That's interesting. So it brings us to the topic of money, and many people believe that living either in the US or European countries is maybe not so affordable as in Russia, but people there tend to make much more money to sustain themselves. Is it true?
It depends what job you have. If you have a high-paying job, then the cost of living in America is probably not a big deal, but if you have a regular job making the average amount of money, then the cost of living is pretty high, because at least in America, they've been importing 2 million or so people every year for the past 20 years or so, and America just feels overpopulated, and the rents have gotten really high. It's like $1,200 or so for a cheap place in a not so great part of town in an average city, and just food is more expensive, cars are more expensive, gas is expensive, because they printed a lot of money. In addition to importing millions of people every year for decades, they've been printing money, so those two forces are causing the cost of living to go up a lot.